Namaste Friends, welcome back to the video learning series for the web technologies. So far we have studied computer networks, what they are, why we use them. We have studied different cables and connectors. Then we are now studying different topologies. We have understood what is a topology in general, how we evaluate a topology, and then we had a deep dive into what is a bus topology, the first of the topologies that we have studied. In this video, we'll learn about a ring topology, sometimes also called a token ring topology. What is a ring topology? A ring topology is where in a network, each computer is connected to two other computers. If you see the picture which shows a sample of a ring topology, you have 6 computers, and each of them connected as if they are on a ring in a circle. Computer A is connected to B and F, computer B is connected to A and C, and so on and so forth. This completely forms a ring. That is why this is called a ring topology. How does the data travel? The data travels from one computer to another computer. Each computer handles all the data that comes to it, and if it belongs to it, it takes it. If it doesn't belong to it, then it drops it. The data path can be unidirectional, means either in cyclic motion or in acyclic motion, bidirectional. It can be in both forms. Now, how does one of the problems that we have seen with the bus topology is that the bus, being just a wire, is not intelligent and it cannot help in multiple computers trying to communicate at the same time, right? Then at that time we said that the bus is not intelligent, and therefore we have a problem, and that leads to collisions. And then we know there is something called the CSMA, carrier sense multi-access, which while it may bring some predictability, it is still inefficient. How does that problem get solved in ring? Because here also we are using the same wire. In a ring topology, the control to the wire is multiple. There are multiple ways in which the access to the wire is controlled. The most popular one is called a token ring. What is a token ring? A token ring is where there is a token. A token is essentially a small data packet that is sent across the wire, which is the ring. So it goes from one computer to another computer and to another computer. Whichever computer has the token, only that computer can transmit. No other computer can transmit. If you see, this is essentially a way of regulating or controlling the data traffic transmission onto the wire, which is essentially to say that only the computer that has the token can send the data, therefore the collisions may not happen. If a computer doesn't have anything to send, then and if it gets the token, then it just releases the token and then sends it to the next computer. Let's see in an animation how this works. Computer A has the token, then it doesn't have data, then it releases it. It goes to computer B. Computer B doesn't have the data, it releases it and sends to computer C, and then C sends it to computer D, D sends it to computer E, and so on. This happens until somebody actually has data to send. What happens when somebody has data to send? Let's take an example. In a traffic flow condition, what happens? As you said, only the computer that has the token can transmit the traffic. Let's say computer B wants to send to computer E. So B wants to send some data to computer E. Now we know that B has to wait for the token to come. Who has the token? Computer A has the token. Computer A doesn't have anything to send in our example, so it releases it and sends it to B. Now B has the data to transmit, therefore it takes the token. The terminology is B takes the token, and which is why the animation or graphically it is shown in a different color. Now who has the token? Computer B has the token. Now what can B do? B will send the data to E. Bear in mind that even though we say the traffic is going from B to E, it is going from B to C, C to D and D to E. The other computers are merely transmitting the traffic. Right? Now B has sent all the data and E has received all the data. Data transmission is complete. Now what will B do? B will release the token and it goes to C, and so on and so forth. If now C or any other computer wants to send data, it has to wait until the token is available for it. Then it has to take the token, which means it should not release it, and then transmit the data. As I mentioned, tokens is one form of controlling access to wire. There are some other ring topologies which do not use tokens. They have their own mechanisms to control the access to the wire. So therefore they don't use tokens. But the most popular one is the token ring, where a token is used to control access to the wire. Mr. B has come back. He has a question. What if a computer that has the token doesn't release it quickly? It's a fair question, right? Let's say in our example, computer B has taken the token and it is sending traffic. And it doesn't, let's say that it doesn't release it quickly enough, right? And now let's say that computer C or D, they also have data to send, but they don't have the token. They are just waiting for B to release it. B is not releasing it. Either it is misbehaving, it has a problem, there is a software bug because of which it is not releasing the token. Whatever happens, the result is that the other computers just wait indefinitely. They don't know how long to wait. They have to wait to transmit, but they are not getting the token. So in such a situation, the other computers may have to wait for a very, very long time in a ring topology. Such a wait is called starvation. The computers which actually have the data but don't have the token, they need to wait. Such a thing is called starvation. In fact, this is one of the problems why people do not want to use token ring, because it is unpredictable. Now we have seen ring topology, more precisely the token ring topology. Compared to bus topology, what are the advantages? It is very orderly. Every computer has to wait for a token. They cannot transmit unilaterally. Only those that have the token can send. Therefore, there are no collisions. There are no retries. It is very less costly. We have added the intelligence, but the intelligence is in the computer, not on the wire. Therefore, the cost is still just the wiring cost. It is easy to add more computers to the topology. Just add one more computer and connect it to the two neighbors. There are no collisions, right, because of the tokens, and therefore this is much better than bus topology. It is also easy to find a fault in the topology. If there is a fault, then we know exactly who is waiting for the token and who is not waiting for the token, and then we will be able to easily figure out where there is a problem. It performs much better than the bus topology, right? In case there is all the computers and there are a lot of computers and each of the computer wants to transmit data, then this is the better performance offered by ring topology. Rather, the ring topology offers a better performance because it gives a chance for every computer, and at the same time it avoids collisions. Therefore, there are no retries. Overall network performance is better. But then there are not just advantages, there are disadvantages too. What are the disadvantages? One computer can create a problem for the entire network. Let's say in our example, computer B has the token. There is a software problem or there is a hardware problem. For whatever reason, it is not working okay. So it is not releasing the token. Therefore, entire network, all other computers are just waiting. So that is a big problem. As and when we add more computers, there are more computers to process the token, there are more computers to process the traffic, and therefore the overall network latency goes higher, right? More computers, slower throughput of the data, more latency. If we have cable issues, that also can disrupt the entire topology. Remember, this is again a shared medium. If there is a cable problem, then again we have a problem with the entire topology. As if we want to say move computer from one room to another room, we not only have to disconnect this single computer, we have to impact the neighbors also, right? Because one computer is connected to two other neighbors. If you are moving one computer, or if you are adding computer, if you are changing any configuration of the computer and so on, we are not just disturbing the computer, we are also disturbing the neighbors. So that can also affect the network. Those are the disadvantages that we have for the ring topology. It is better than the bus topology in the sense that it is a bit orderly because of the tokens, but then the same token can result in starvation, right? It is as costlier as bus topology, which is to say that they are cheap. But then the other comparison is that the bus topology doesn't have any bit of intelligence, neither the computers nor the wire, which is the bus, they affect the traffic. However, the intelligence added in the computers for the ring topology makes it little bit better, makes it little bit more orderly. We had almost no intelligence in the topology for the bus, but we have little bit of intelligence in the ring, in the computers. The bus or the wire remains unintelligent, right? So let's see what is the next topology. That would be star topology that we'll study in our next video. We'll see how star topology improves, and we'll see where it is adding the intelligence, and then see how it improves stuff. Until then, thank you.